Hey everyone, it's me, Nathan from Nathan's Way. So I have a Pride Month giveaway that's really happening. Yeah, I'm really excited about that. You can hit the little info bar up here, and yeah, you can see what that's all about. It is very punk rock. It's very witchy, and it's very, very, very queer. I honestly don't know how witchy or punk rock it is, but it's definitely gonna be queer. So this this video is going to be a loaded one because I'm going to be talking about protection magic and having to do with pride and knowing your rights and all that fun stuff. So I'm going to take a sip of tea. That is so good. If you're wondering, that is Lapsang Souchong heavily smoked, and you can get it at McNulty's on Christopher Street in New York City, in Greenwich Village, right down the street from Stonewall Inn. So, talking about Stonewall and the beginning of Pride, let's talk about protection and what that means for us being queer. Now, protection magic is, I think, one of the most important things we need to learn how to do. And there's so many different avenues and facets and a lot of different stuff. And I really want to go in depth with each and every one of those, but this is going to be a very condensed thing where I'm just going to talk to you about what I do and what practical things that we can do or I can do. Yeah. So let's get started. So magically and spiritually, I like to prepare myself, really protect myself. Now, doing that, it depends on the day. It can be something as simple as dressing very empowered or dressing very protective. It's like putting your shield on. What makes you feel protected? Now, today I put on this little polo shirt and I feel really good about myself. And so first we need to put our mindset into what makes us feel protected. Now, that can be something as easy as shirts, it can be bracelets, it can be necklaces, little necklaces. It can be anything. It can be your drag, it can be what you feel comfortable in, what makes you feel you. That is what I like to do first. What makes me feel like me today. Now, me today might be different from me tomorrow or yesterday, because I can, like, tomorrow I'll probably wear something punk rock and offensive. Yesterday I was wearing something a little bit witchy. So you see where that goes? Like, there's infinite possibilities about putting your shield on. Now, shield wise, it can be something as basic as putting on your hat every day or putting on your makeup. I love putting on eyeliner when I go out to certain places because it makes me feel empowered. It makes me feel like, yeah, I got this makeup on and no one can touch me behind this makeup. You see? In others, it's a skincare routine and something like, there are thousands of ways you can put on your shield. So develop your shield, I would say, is number one. Develop your shield. Like, I'm talking about dresses, shirts, pants, hats, accessories, makeup, skin products. What makes you feel most protected, and do it. That's step one. Step two is the physical action, because yes, putting on your shield is a physical action, but I like to really put intent. Yes, I put intent to what I wear, but I like to do an action to really like pull the trigger on this protective working or protective spell. So I have tea. This is Lapsang Shushong. It is heavily smoked and it makes me feel really good. Like I'm at a campfire, like Kellyanne Maddox said to me in the last in her last live session on Patreon she did. I think it was Sip Tea with Me. Yeah. And she's like, Lapsang Shushong makes me feel like I'm at a campfire, and to me that resonated so much because when I'm at a campfire with a bunch of good friends, that is when I feel most protected. So having a cup of tea. Now, when I have a cup of tea, every sip I imagine my shields coming up, like my shield just reinforcing from my toes on up to my head, just visualizing this energetic layer to me where anything that tries to come at me, it won't. So this is a physical act, but it is also spiritual. So you can do something like that. Or you can even develop your own ritual. First, get ready for the ritual. Put on your drag, put on your makeup, put on your everyday clothes, put on whatever makes you feel good. Put on your favorite necklaces and jewelry and just get into it. Then I like to add some flair. Now, some flair can mean a candle. This is a healing candle from House Freya. I'll leave a link down below with all the other links. And yeah, I also love to use certain items like lavender. I love lavender for protection because it's very potent, it's very calming. I feel like lavender can diffuse situations. And yeah, so I have made some lavender incense. Don't know where my incense went off to, but I made some incense out of lavender. You can carry something with an amethyst. You can carry an amethyst. You can use this in a spell. You can have a symbol for protection. So yeah, make up a ritual. Like burn some lavender and like really work the energy around you. And really just embrace this feeling of protection. Now, your protection spell can be something as simple as carrying a little charm with you. I've had this one for a while. Anytime I go anywhere overnight, I drop this in my bag. Here's my little incense. See? I make incense and I burn it for protection. This one has oak moss and birch bark with lavender in it, so I really like how that is. So make your ritual. I'm not going to tell you how to do your ritual. I know how I do mine, but creating and designing and putting your intent into this protection ritual will only serve to benefit you. And that's most important, is what do you need? So we got the putting on your shield, we got the spiritual, we got the ritual, we got candle lighting, we got a lot of things going on. But that is all amazing. Like I can lay in bed with with some lavender on my chest and an amethyst on my pillow. But sometimes that ain't gonna help. Sometimes I can call my guardians and they can only help so much too. So what do we do that is practical? Well, I'm going to tell you. Here are a few things. I know a lot of people say that protection spells are very basic. You should know them from the get-go. They should be one of the first things. Well, it's not that easy. Some people haven't learned or have been taught how to protect themselves. Practical ways to protect yourself. Practical ways that you can go about this is take a self-defense lesson. Carry some pepper spray if it's legal. Carry a knife if it's legal. Those are practical ways you can protect yourself. But you need to learn the laws. You need to learn how to use those tools. Another practical way you can protect yourself is setting boundaries. Setting strict boundaries for yourself. Because some people will want to walk all over you. Some people are very toxic. And setting boundaries is a good way to take control of your own protection. Now, worst case scenario, you cut some people out of your life. And I've done that. And honestly, it feels pretty damn good. So, learn how to set boundaries. Now, here are a couple other practical ways you can go about. Here are a couple practical ways you can also go about protecting yourself. If you are someone who goes to protests, who likes to stand up for other people's rights in the street, know your rights. Understand and know your rights. That is important. There are a lot of YouTube resources on knowing your rights. Now, when you know your rights, that can be something very empowering. Also, learn how to plead the fifth. Like, learning to plead the fifth properly, I've seen it on YouTube. I know people who've used the proper ways of pleading the fifth, and that worked to their advantage. So, knowing your rights, have people know where you are at all times. If you're going into a dangerous situation, have people know where you are. Because having someone know if you go missing or something, God forbid, happens, someone knows what's up. And it is a safety precaution. Now, you can also look online for legal help. If you're being discriminated against, that is not okay. You need to protect yourself. Now, there are a couple organizations I recommend. I've been a member of some of these organizations. I need to re-up my membership, but in due time. So first, the ACLU. I'll leave links down below. You can become a member, and if your rights are being violated or your liberties are being violated, they will help. Now, I've heard from some people who have worked with ACLU, they sometimes tend to pick the cases that are going to get the biggest wins, so you gotta be careful with that. Now, there is also the HRC. I don't know if the Human Rights Campaign's membership protects you protects you legally, but I feel like it's a really good thing to have under your belt if you need help of some sort. I don't know how HRC works, but I used them before. Well, I've donated to them before. Now, Lambda Legal. I don't know if you can be a member of Lambda Legal, but they are also a good resource to at least know about. And Lambda Legal, if you go on their website, there's a tab that says Your Rights, and it says Know Your Rights up top, and I click that, and there are different topics from LGBT employees with HIV, transgender people, LGBTQ, teens and young adults, people living with HIV in court. So there are different aspects to Lambda Legal that will help you with your rights. So those are some resources there are. There are probably loads of others, and I know a couple of my friends had some issues with a couple of these organizations. I don't know the extent or detail, but from my research, these are decent organizations to really research and figure out how they can help you. Now, so this one might be a little stretch, but I see them doing a lot of good work. Next is becoming a member of the Satanic Temple. It's practical. You can do it, and there are 2 tenets that we should look at. So the tenets I'm going to talk to you about are 2 and 3. 2 is the struggle for justice is ongoing and necessary to pursue that should prevail over laws and institutions. And the third tenet is one's body is inviolable, or subject to one's own will, or one's own will alone. Now, 2 and 3, those tenets are very strong for me, because I see them as they're trying to get the best justice they can. And one's bodily autonomy is one of the most important things to them. So becoming a member, you have the right to over one's own body. Now, they're doing a lot of cases to fight abortion restrictions, especially in Texas. They're doing a lot of work to help people get rights to their own body. Now, I have not seen them do this yet, but I think that bodily autonomy can go for transgender rights. There are a lot of states that are trying to prevent people from becoming who they are and who they need to be. And the Satanic Temple offers bodily autonomy. And they haven't, not to my knowledge, fought any law with any of those states who deny access to surgeries that some people need to become who they are, or who they need to be. And so I think that if this subject were to come out in one of those major states that are trying to restrict people from getting certain surgeries, I think this, I think they would defend a person's right to become who they are or who they need to be. Yeah, so I give you some practical, I give you some spiritual, and I give you some things that really are physical that you can do just every day. Now, do what feels right to you and know your rights, because those, I feel, are the most important things you can do to protect yourself. I really hope you enjoyed this video and you got some information out of it. Now, these are just my thoughts. I'm not telling you to do one thing or another. These are what I do, but some of these are really just practical advice. I'm in no professional position to tell anyone what to do. These are my thoughts, my opinions, and if you're in help, seek help. If you're in need, seek help. Have people you can turn to. Have a safe place you can go. Prepare yourself to the best of your ability for any situation that you could see yourself in. I know that's what I do. Now, this has been a really interesting talk. I really hope you enjoyed this video again. Thank you so much for coming along this journey with me. Don't forget about my giveaway, link in the description and info tab back there. Just be kind. Yeah. Thank you so much for coming along this journey with me. This is my way, Nathan's way. Bye.